Hello everyone and welcome to my druid guide. Those of you that are not playing Tibia right now might be wondering, why would I start a druid instead of a strong knight, paladin or even master sorcerer? A druid is the only class in the game that can heal another player without a rune. Another good reason to start with a druid is that it's very strong in the start of the game. A knight or a paladin might have to offline train for a few days before they can really kill monsters efficiently. For druid it would be nice to do that. It would be nice to at least use one or two training wands, but the difference is that for a knight or paladin the training wands don't actually do a whole lot compared to the ones that train magic level. A druid also does a decent amount of damage. It can do damage equal to a master sorcerer if you play well, I think, and at the same time you're obviously also healing, so that's really crazy that you can do so much damage at the same time as you are healing. A druid is also a vocation that hunts through kiting if you want to. Another option of course is to use mana shield and hunt strong monsters, but I will get into that a bit later. I'm now going to go over the best in slot guide for a druid that just started playing the game. When you get these items you're obviously going to have to buy 5 blessings because you don't want to lose these items. Some of them are a little bit expensive, none of them are over the top, which is great. I'd say none of these items should cost you more than 400k for one item. So the first item is Boots of Haste. I would use these because when you're a low level you're gonna be walking very slow, so this 20 speed that these boots give is actually quite huge. You could, if you want to, also buy steel boots, and then when you are at your desired hunting spot switch to steel boots and you would get 3 more armor. Then the Suncatcher, it's optional. You could also choose the Moon Mirror, which gives death protection, or the Starlight Vial, which gives mana drain protection. This one gives you fire protection. And then we go to Dwarven Legs. They give you 7 armor and 3% physical reduction. You could also take Zawan Legs if you think these are a bit too expensive. Let's see in the market. Yeah, I mean, sometimes these are pretty expensive. You could just take Zawan Legs and then you could do the quest to get the Dwarven Legs yourself. Zawan Legs are only 25k, and the difference is that Zawan Legs have 1 more armor and 1% less physical reduction. So it's not a huge difference. It actually is, these ones are actually only better if you get hit for 150 or more. So I'd say that it's actually possible that Zawan Legs are better for a low level than Dwarven Legs. However, later on in the game I'm currently still wearing Dwarven Legs and they're good. They're actually very good. They might even be best in slot against physical damage for solo hunting. Then we go over to the Demon Armor. The Demon Armor is the armor with the highest armor value that you can get without requiring you to be a certain vocation. So then we go to the helmet, which will be the Demon Helmet, which is the helmet with the highest armor value and no vocation requirement. The Platinum Amulet has no level requirement and 2 armor. And you could choose Mastermind Shield or Demon Shield. The difference is that Mastermind Shield has a little bit more defense, but it also weighs quite a bit more. So if you struggle for capacity, take a Demon Shield, and if you want that little bit of extra defense, you take a Mastermind Shield. Now for your weapon, there are several choices. I'm wearing a Spike Sword because it gives 2+2 defense, which gets added to your shield value according to Tibia wiki. I've looked this up. I've also checked some damage reduction calculators online, and if you're wearing a sword you're gonna be taking a little bit less damage than if you are going to be wearing a wand. And in many cases wearing a wand is not that good because the amount of mana it costs in relation to the damage that it does is very bad. So in general many people move away from using wands, and the other nice thing about this sword is that it has 2 imbuement slots, which you can put critical strike on and mana drain if you want to. That's the other thing about this helmet as well. It has 2 imbuement slots, so you can do the same thing as you do on your weapon on your helmet, except I don't think you can put critical strike on it. But still, you can put magic level and you can put mana drain, something like that. So that's great. I'm going to show you the different ways to hunt as a druid. So generally for a druid there are 2 ways to hunt. One of the ways is to use mana shield and SD monsters that are actually way too strong for you. So think of places like Isavi, Oramont Minotaurs. There are a lot of places like this, Worms in Liberty Bay. So the way this works is you take your SDs, you put your mana shield, and then while you have mana shield on, you just shoot SDs in monsters that are kind of too strong for you. For me these monsters won't be too strong anymore, but I want to show you anyway. You could in theory do this. What I'm gonna show you right now, you could do this at level, I'd say level 50, you could already do this. It's gonna be a bit tough, gonna have to watch your mana a lot. And strong mana potions will probably be good enough. So I'm gonna use mana shield, I don't have to anymore, but I just want to show you how this works. So you put mana shield, you avoid these monsters and you shoot SDs on them. This is a very straightforward way to hunt, very safe way to hunt. There's almost no risk of dying really. It's very easy. So if you hunt this way, you obviously don't have to worry too much about your ever losing your blessings. So now I'm going to show you how to AoE hunt. It's pretty straightforward. You try to clump the monsters up as much as possible. I'm using a very defensive set when I'm doing this, obviously because I don't want to die. And these monsters, they can pack quite a punch. I've been hunting here on and off from about level 150, and around level 150 these monsters were actually very dangerous and I had to watch my HP very carefully. I'm just gonna do one big pull and show you how it's done. Get some food, let's go. So what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna heal as much as possible. Right now I'm using Exura Gran because I want to try to be on full health as much as possible. I'm using Utani Granher as much as possible as well. Now I'm using Yui. Be careful when you're doing the Yui, because if you run into the monsters and they all hit you at once, you're obviously going to temple as well. If you would stand still for just 2 seconds, you can go to the temple as well. I mean, I love hunting this way, of course, because it's a challenging way to hunt, and I mean, just making one mistake, it can mean that you have to go to the temple. So. But the other thing is that hunting this way is actually very profitable, of course, instead of the hunting with the mana shield and the SDs, in which case you're gonna be wasting a lot of money. This place is considered one of the better spawns for making money. I don't know if this pool was very profitable. I'll see in a second, I guess. Okay. Well, I still made 500 gold on this pool, but probably not the best, but you know, it was just to show you guys how to do the AoE pooling. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you will roll a druid as well. It's my favorite vocation. I've played most of them, and for sure druid is the most versatile and most fun class.